Many countries, like the US and China, have huge populations that spread out over a vast area in dozens or even hundreds of cities and towns. But in some countries, one big city dominates. Today, we will explore the countries that concentrate the biggest percentage of their populations in just one city. For this list, we will be using population estimates from the United Nations 2019 database to find the share of each country's population living in its largest city. The list will be limited to countries that include urban areas with populations over 300,000, and it will exclude city-states, like Monaco and Singapore, as well as subregions of countries, such as Hong Kong and Puerto Rico. So without further ado, these are the cities that contain the highest percentage of their country's total population. Number 10. Libreville, Gabon. 824,000 people, which represents 38% of the country's population of 2,173,000. Named for the freed slaves that helped build the port town, Libreville has grown into an elegant and wealthy capital city since Gabon gained independence in 1960. It is now a city awash in oil money, clean streets, smart restaurants, and vast gated villas are the first impressions of the town. Sadly, the lack of economic diversification has kept other centers of population from developing. Number 9. Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago. 544,000 people, which represents 39% of the country's population of 1,395,000. The city serves primarily as a retail and administrative center, and it has been the capital of the island since 1757. It is also an important financial services center for not only the country, but for the whole Caribbean region. Although the city proper is smaller in population than San Fernando, a city to the south, the situation changes when we take into consideration the whole urban areas, with Port Spain remaining as the largest. Number 8. Brazzaville, Congo. 2,308,000 people, which represents 43% of the country's population of 5,381,000. Constituting the financial and administrative center of the country, it is located on the north side of the Congo River, just opposite Kinshasa, the capital of DR Congo. Its strategic location enabled it to grow as an industrial and trading port. Congo's population is concentrated in the southwestern portion of the country near the capital, leaving the vast areas of tropical jungle in the north virtually uninhabited. Number 7. Panama City, Panama. 1,822,000 people, which represents 43% of the country's population of 4,246,000. One of the most cosmopolitan capitals in Central America, Panama City is a vibrant metropolis. Its strategic location, safeguarding the entrance to the homonymous canal, has made it a bridge between two oceans. The canal has also ensured the city's position as an ideal maritime transport hub, as well as a global trade and banking destination. Such concentration of activity has made the city the dominant force in the country. Number 6. Asunción, Paraguay. 3,279,000 people, which represents 46% of the country's population of 7,045,000. One of the oldest cities in South America and in the longest continually inhabited area in the Rio de la Plata basin, it is the home of the national government, the principal port, and the main industrial and cultural center of Paraguay. The country's population is distributed unevenly throughout the country, with the vast majority of people living in the eastern region near Asunción. Number 5. Tel Aviv, Israel. 4,097,000 people, which represents 48% of the country's population of 8,519,000. Located on the Mediterranean coastline, it is the economic and technological center of the country. As it was founded on sand dunes in an area unsuitable for farming, it instead developed as a hub of business and scientific research. And so, many international venture capital firms, scientific research institutes, and high-tech companies are now headquartered in the city. Number 4. Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. 1,553,000 people, which represents 48% of the country's population of 3,225,000. Buddhist monastic center. Changing location 28 times, it was permanently settled at its current location in 1778. Modern urban planning began in the 1950s, with most of the old yurt districts replaced by Soviet-style flats. Today it is the country's cultural, industrial, and financial heart, the center of Mongolia's transport network, linked to both China and Russia. Number 3. Montevideo, Uruguay. 1,745,000 people, which represents 50% of the country's population of 3,462,000. Montevideo is the economic and political center of a country that was founded as a way to solve a territorial dispute between the regional powers, Brazil and Argentina. Most of the largest and wealthiest businesses in Uruguay have their headquarters in the city. The port of Montevideo is one of the major ports of South America and plays an important role in the city's economy. Number 2. Djibouti City, Djibouti. 569,000 people, which represents 58% of the country's population of 974,000. Djibouti City is strategically positioned near the world's busiest shipping lanes and acts as a refueling and transshipment center. The port of Djibouti is the principal maritime port for imports and exports, not only for the country itself, but also for neighboring Ethiopia. It is this strategic importance, added to the reduced size of the country, that has allowed the city to dominate over other centers of population. Number 1. Kuwait City, Kuwait. 3,052,000 people, which represents 72% of the country's population of 4,207,000. The city is the capital and largest city of Kuwait. Located at the heart of the country on the south shore of Kuwait Bay, on the Persian Gulf, it is the political, cultural, and economical center of the emirate. Such is the dominance of the city over other centers of population, that all 6 governorates of the country actually comprise parts of the Kuwait City urban agglomeration, which is subdivided into numerous areas. As we can see, the cities that make up this list can be put into one of the following categories. First, those that still carry the consequences of their colonial past, and/or have not diversified their economy, preventing other centers of population to develop, such as Libreville, Brazzaville, and to some extent Djibouti City. Then, those that are located on a strategic location, and have poured all their efforts into making the most of that advantage, by diversifying and specializing in key sectors. Therefore, the main cities end up eclipsing all the others. Examples of this are Port of Spain, Panama City, Tel Aviv, and Kuwait City. Finally, there are those that just simply constitute the main conurbation on a sparsely populated country, sandwiched between 2 powerful countries. That is the case for Ulaanbaatar, Montevideo, and Asunción. Do you happen to live, or have visited one of these cities? Did you ever feel like they get all the country's attention? Tell us in the comments section what are your thoughts on the needs of other parts of the country being neglected, in order to attend to the needs of the big city. If you like this video and would like to get more content like this, help us with the YouTube algorithm by liking and subscribing. See you in the next video.